Hey guys, Rick with RallySport Direct here, and today we're going to talk about why your Subaru sucks and what you can do to fix it. You know, Subarus have been some of the most coveted vehicles in the sport compact scene as one of the more competitive Japanese turbocharged all-wheel drive platforms. It's an incredibly rich history and heritage, being rally racing. And then sometime in 2002, we finally got the proper WRX here on the US showroom. Now during this time, the WRX exploded onto the scene with all these aftermarket companies racing to engineer the latest high-performance upgrades. And now, after nearly 20 years after the release of the WRX, some of the older generations of owners have moved on. The majority of existing vehicles on the road may be on their second engine, but the older WRX models have become a more affordable option for the latest generation of enthusiasts, and as it should be. It's a lot of car for the money, but 20 years is a long time to figure out all the caveats of the WRX and Subaru in general. Because of these reasons, here are 5 reasons why Subaru models, both old and current, for a better lack of the word, suck. Number 1, burning oil and carboned up intake valves. These Subaru turbo platforms are well known for burning oil and for generating a lot of carbon buildup in the process, which generally ends up on the intake valves. What happens is that the oil residue and vapors will make their way into the intake system in the engine, and then they just gunk up the intake valves with carbon. Now, excessive carbon buildup can cause misfires, poor fuel economy, and ultimately a loss in power. The issue is not just limited to the new WRX models either. It basically affects all Subaru engines. Now, the solution to this is a proper air oil separator. An air oil separator taps into your factory PCV system to help separate the harmful oil and vapors from making their way into the intake system, and in return, keep the carbon buildup off the top of your intake valves. And as a byproduct, by removing those oil vapors from the charged air, you're effectively creating a more efficient combustion event, which has benefits all around. And at the least, air oil separators provide a preventative service that will add longevity and better performance to your engine. Number 2, the stock oiling system. Now, the oiling system in our engines can be problematic, especially for those of you who track your car or just drive very aggressively. An example of this is when you're doing an extended high G corner, the oil will tend to move to one bank of the engine, which can ultimately starve the engine for oil. Now, a pretty good solution for this problem would be like an oil baffle plate, which will help prevent that oil from sloshing out of the oil pan and potentially prevent oil starvation issues that could lead to like a spun bearing or even worse, catastrophic engine failure. Another inherent problem that is more prevalent on the EJ257s among other Subaru engines is the factory oil pickup, where basically it can crack at the joint. And once that happens, well, the engine is toast. Basically, when the pickup cracks, it'll try to suck up air instead of oil, much like you trying to drink from a straw with a crack in it. So needless to say, upgrading your factory oil pickup provides extra insurance to your engine and to your peace of mind, and should basically be a mandatory upgrade anytime you're rebuilding your engine or maybe performing any sort of maintenance that requires the removal of your oil pan. And then since we're talking about oil and engine doom, well, how about something super easy that could potentially save your engine? A proper oil pressure gauge. Now, Subaru has done some good stuff on these cars, but oil pressure monitoring has really never been one of them. Thanks, Subaru. But to be fair, most cars don't come with them either, and going with a half-decent gauge can give you a clear indication as to what's going on with the lifeblood of your engine. Not that it can prevent all engine failures, but I'm fairly certain that many could have been prevented with a proper gauge, an observant driver, and the foresight to shut the car down before that failure was about to happen. Number 3, factory pistons. Well, if you've taken the time to read any of the Subaru forums, social media posts, or talked to other Subaru enthusiasts about these engines, you've likely heard the term broken ringland a few times. And there's a good reason for that. These pistons can be a weak point, especially for those who get power greedy and want to test the horsepower limits. You know, on a bad tune or a bad batch of gas, or simply leaning out the engine can cause the ringlands to let go. When this happens, you'll generally just notice a loss in compression if you can catch it quick enough. But if you don't, or if the event is a bit more dramatic, the top of the crown of the piston can actually break off and wreak havoc inside the cylinder. Now, this is prevalent mainly for those of you who run your cars hard for extended periods, or who are just trying to push the power envelope. Luckily, there's a wide variety of pistons to suit everything from, daily driver to a track monster, and even pre-built options for those who want more of a plug-and-play solution. And number 4, squishy soft suspension. One of the most annoying aspects of owning a Subaru is the soft and vague suspension. Now, it is more pronounced on the older generation, but even a brand new STI lacks that raw feel due to Subaru attempting to make the car comfortable, which it's not really comfortable either. Now, if you do have a car with some mileage on it, eventually all of your suspension bushings will wear out, leaving you with a noisier, clunky car, but it also hurts the handling and the performance and can even make the car unpredictable or even sketchy to drive. By far, the most popular suspension upgrade is going to be coilovers, and that's for a good reason. They're easy to install, readily available, and allow you to adjust the ride height to your liking. And if you need to, you can even adjust camber, rebound, compression, spring rates, and even have the car corner balance. But really, for a low cost of entry, you get something that is ready to install and will completely change the look and feel of your car. Now, diving a bit deeper, for those of you with an 08 to 14 WRX or STI, one of the big personal gripes around here is their lack of steering feedback and sharpness. And to remedy that, many companies make aftermarket front control arm bushings, add in some caster, which will make the steering feel crisp and give it some much needed weight to the steering feel. And then for those of you out there who drive even older Subarus, well, do yourself a favor and just shotgun the whole bushing kit onto your car. Seriously, it's a solid day's worth of work, but it is a night and day difference in regard to feel, handling, overall performance, comfort, and it is well worth the price of admission. And number 5, last but not least, the factory paint. This is basically watercolor at this point. Now, the factory paint on Subarus is not necessarily known to be the most durable. So if you're not really taking care of your paint, you never wax the vehicle, or you just use drive-through car washes, it can create a lot of wear and tear on the paint. And although you can pay a professional to paint correct and detail your car, or you could even go as far as doing it yourself, and it will make a big difference. You ever notice how wet the paint looks on these cars at some of your local car meets? It's because more than likely the paint has been corrected and has been coated. Now, that is something that a lot of people will opt to do themselves, and we do sell the tools for that. And if you are interested, you can go onto YouTube and watch many, many tutorials on exactly how to accomplish that on your exact vehicle. But needless to say, the factory paint is not very good right out of the box and does require some TLC to make it and keep it looking its best. Now, I certainly did not hit on every aspect or problem with Subarus, as we know there are more, and I welcome them in the comments. But even with all the downfalls, it truly is an amazing car to drive with its unique engine layout, a very simple all-wheel drive system, and honestly, with a decent nut behind the steering wheel, it is capable of some incredible things. And even if performance is not really your game, it's impossible to argue that the Subaru community is not one of the best out there. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if there's something I missed, or maybe some things you've done to fix the problems on your car. And of course, before you leave, tap that like button, the subscribe button, and as always, see you guys on the next one.